Bandidos. Today we're hacking into the world of the Division 2, where we'll expose how the pros rack up insane amounts of XP, scoop up tons of elusive exotics, and even snag all the most coveted Dark Zone gear one could need. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's all about those global events, right? Absolutely. And today we're shining a spotlight on one of those absolute gems, the Golden Bullet event. Let's do it. We're keeping it real and breaking down the Golden Bullet event, down to the nitty-gritty details. We will cover the reward system and how to supercharge your XP like the pros do to make the most out of the Golden Bullet event. This isn't your average XP farming routine. No, no, no. We're talking about maximizing gains, unlocking top-tier loot, and dominating the map. And I'm going to walk you through the details of creating a monster build to do it. And why do we want to obliterate this event? Well, just like all global events, you get currencies simply by leveling up while the event is activated or by completing these challenges. And that currency is called red stars. Those red stars you can spend at the season vendor that is only open when there's a global event that's active. So as you can see, you can use those red stars to purchase anything in here, including the coveted named item caches and the exotic caches, as well as optimization caches, which are extremely valuable, especially if you're late end game player. And legacy season caches, don't forget about those. Those give you a few items, including chances to get named items that were on previous reward tracks. And you know what else is in here? System corruption. It's the only way to get the system corruption gear set outside of the dark zone. Named item caches get you dark zone exclusives as well as light zone exclusives. And exotics, well, roll the dice. There's a lot of them out there, lots of competition, and I hope you get what you're looking for. But these are expensive, but don't worry, if you get junk or unwanted exotics, you can crush them for those exotic components and feed them to the vampire expertise workbench. So that's why we play the event. So the name of the game is really XP. XP is what allows you to level up. When you get XP, you're gonna get those red stars. So leveling up equals red stars. But on top of that, you're gonna be leveling up your watch. Now, if you have additional characters like I do, I have 4 characters, that means you're gonna get basically passive income, passive resources. So those other characters' watches are going to be leveling up as your primary character levels up. And so this is an opportune time to turn on all directives. And you can do that by going into your menu here and then clicking change global directives, and then you can add all directives. We're gonna do that today. And so the builds that you're interested in during global events are the ones that allow you to play with as many directives as possible without ruining your gameplay experience. Basically, making it feel like you don't have directives on. You get it? And what's really important that I gotta add at this stage of the game is that the global event is at the tail end of this season. And that is great news for you, because what you wanna do is load up on these resources, maybe farm that gear that you need to make those cool builds coming in season 3. So basically, this is a good time to be preparing your character for next season. So none of this matters if you don't have the event active. So what you have to do is click that little activation button. For me, it's X. But don't forget about the mini rewards track as well. So not only will you be getting red stars that you can use to purchase, but those red stars you earn are going to level you up on this rewards track. And there's lots of goodies here. You get named items, crafting gear, which is really valuable, right? Because we're always spending this stuff. If you haven't seen my resources guide, it's the ultimate guide to resources in the Division 2. It is all encompassing. Be sure to check that one out. And then you got optimization caches. This includes some very rare and hard to farm resources. Those aren't little things. And then you got more named optimization and then double exotic caches at the end. So for me, I like to aim to get at least 200 red stars during a global event. That's nothing compared to what I've seen some of you guys do out there in the community. It's insane. Like, I've seen people get like thousands of red stars, 2,000-3,000 red stars from a single global event. And now these events are 2 weeks long. So it's amazing. Really, there's no rush. Let's talk about the Golden Bullet and what exactly it does. You go down to details and talks about all this stuff. Many enemies can have the Golden Bullet, and there's going to be an icon over their head when they're loading it and when they have it. And when they have it active, their beam of light, like a laser pointer, will be gold. So when you kill that target, you're going to steal the buff from them. It lasts for about 5 seconds, I think is what it is. And every kill you get will refresh the buff from that point forward. But you're going to get amplified damage, weapon handling, RPMs boost majorly, which is DPS, DPS, and auto reload. And the auto reload's a big deal. And remember, that reload pulls from a ammo stash in the sky, the ammo stash of the gods. So it's free ammo. The downside of it is that the enemy also has the golden bullet, and there's multiple golden bullet dudes running around. And if you get hit by that, boy, oh boy. And so the last thing you want is something like a heavy boss behind a turret with golden bullet and special ammo. Yeah, it can kick your butt too. And you can find yourself laying on your back, staring at the stars. Gold. Solid gold. Okay, so can we talk builds? You guys ready for builds? So let's start with a DPS build, shall we? I'm gonna go to one of my favorites, which is going to be a striker build. Oh, surprise, surprise, a striker build? Yeah, but we're gonna do something a little bit different with it. So it's going to be a variation of Kill So Hard that the enemy poops their pants. But I'm gonna run a couple of versions for you guys because I know not everybody has the Ouroboros, and it actually works quite well with the tactical vector. And one of the positive things about non-exotic weapons is that you have control over the talent. Remember, the golden bullet is gonna bring so much damage. Do you really need more damage on your weapon, or would you rather have something else like preservation? So this is what the build looks like so far, but I'm not done. So normally I would default to the Ouroboros because it's got a bigger mag, but do you need a bigger mag when you have auto reload? Something to think about. One of the reasons why I'm running the regular version and not the Ouroboros exotic, which I will be using that too, just so you guys can see it. I know a lot of you don't have the Ouroboros. Okay, so normally I go for damage on this weapon, but we're not gonna do that today. I warn you, golden bullet is gonna supply all the damage that you need, whether you're in group or solo. Doesn't matter how much armor you have. Okay, so once you get that golden bullet, just forget about what damage or talent you have on your build. It doesn't matter. Golden bullets, it's DPS and amplified damage with no reloads. What do you need? What you need is a build that allows you to play fast and out of cover, take damage. So what you need is resistance. And what we're gonna do here is give ourselves more resistance. And so I'm gonna put preservation on my weapon, which is gonna give us 10 to 20% armor on kill over 5 seconds. So sort of like regen. 47% crit chance, so we wanna peek out our crit chance. And so I got crit chance there, we got crit chance there, more crit chance here. And then let's make sure we got the right mod, which we do. And then as far as skins go, cyber blue or disco, good. We'll go cyber blue. Okay, where's our crit now? 52, 105. This is a chest 2 half. So it's got crit damage, crit chance, and then perfect intimidate, which is 8/5 when you're killing an enemy within 10 meters. So you gotta have bonus armor for this to work. So what we're gonna do is load up on bonus armor because that's what's gonna keep us out of cover so that we can play fast, clear lots of content, and maintain our golden bullet. There's more than one way to do this. What I'm gonna do here is actually put on firewall. So let's make sure we have SMGs, shotguns. We'll activate that. And so what we're gonna do is load up on armor. I'm gonna put armor on every single piece. It's insane. You're gonna laugh because you're like, oh my God, even without the golden bullet. So this is a build that I run even without golden bullet, and the results are the same. You're slaughtering and rolling over everybody. So we basically have best in class everything. So we have best in class exotic backpack, or just backpack, right? Best in class SMG, the best DPS SMG in the game. And then we have the best gear set that allows you, if you want to get 200% amp damage, but we don't need 200% amp damage because we're gonna be killing so fast, we don't even need it. We're gonna get armor regen at 3%, and then we're gonna get that intimidate damage. Of course, all the buffs coming from golden bullet. So where we at? We're at 56.8, so 57% crit chance. So now I'm gonna put on, for skills, the striker shield, and that's why we're running firewall. We're running it basically just for this. It's also got pretty good armor kits, but this is gonna give us more damage to enemies standing in front of us, and that's gonna be 13% more damage. So let's make sure this is modded first. All I'm looking for is damage here. There's synergies going on here. The shields are the only skill that get a buff from armor cores, and since we're running 6 armor cores, you might as well get the skill that picks up the benefit from that, right? So that's crazy strong shield, and look at all the things that you get from that. One of those is the buff strength. So we got 13% per enemy standing in front of us with the shield that is giving us an additional almost 5 million in armor. And why else are we running a shield? One of the benefits of bonus armor, okay, is that it's also a shield. It's a 360 shield. It also protects you from the back. That's really cool. But we're gonna use the hard shield to protect our bonus armor. And we don't need to protect all of it, just some of it, just enough to get the next kill. Because the bonus armor is damage. In essence, the shield is providing us with two sources of damage. One, perfect intimidate, because intimidate doesn't work unless you're inside 10 meters. So you have to play aggressive. Shields are great for that. Damn you, dude, come on. If your bonus armor is gone, then you're gonna be missing that damage. So the shield is protecting the bonus armor to a degree. We're gonna absorb damage with the bonus armor so that we also protect the shield. So we don't have to rely on the shield every inch of movement that we make. So we can drop the shield, run quickly, and let our bonus armor absorb the damage because it's temporary anyways. All armor is temporary, but this one is easy to replenish. Why is it easy to replenish? Because we're running the memento. And the memento says on kill confirmed, which the short-term buffs is nothing stronger in the game than a short-term memento buff. I gotta tell you, that's 60% bonus armor. 60, 10% per blue core, we got 6. So 60% bonus armor for 10 seconds, and that stacks. So 60, 120, 180, keep going. And then you're gonna have the 30% weapon damage, the 3% armor regen, which is gonna be our only source of heals because I have no armor on kill on this build. So it's bonus armor on kill plus the 3% armor regen, and that's it. The skill efficiency is gonna make our skills even stronger, but I'm not going to use the fixer drone. We're gonna use the decoy. And that's because we are so strong, we don't need any additional heals. You can. Now the downside is we got cool skills, and so that's gonna be annoying with my shield, I gotta say, but we're not relying on the shield. It's a nice to have, and sometimes I'm playing so fast, I don't even have time to pop the shield. The shield damage is nice to have, but we don't need armor on kill because we're gonna get 60% bonus armor on kill, which is basically 1.2 million in armor from a single kill. And then we're gonna have the regen underneath that. So one of the quick things I wanna mention about the build is a lot of you might be thinking, well, you can use the striker's chest, and absolutely. The striker's chest is nice because it's also a no-brainer, you know, compared to perfect intimidate where you have to think about something as far as maintaining a distance and then maintaining bonus armor. But all of that stuff is gonna happen naturally with this build anyways because of the SMG we're using. The other thing is that Hunter Killer is gonna allow you to ramp up, get more burst up front on those initial stacks. But they're both good options. So if you don't have intimidate, go ahead and run the striker chest piece. I mean, it's totally an option. That's one of my other favorite builds. Oh, that ammo is going to be a pain in my butt. Actually, let me turn off that ammo. That's what sucks about some of these RPMs. Once you get golden bullet and it refills your ammo, that is special ammo that comes from the ammo stash of the gods. That's not going to pull from your supply. So as long as you're killing, you can get ammo. But with RPM weapons, I don't like thinking about having to worry about ammo. It's going to slow you down, and that's not the point. So that's what's going on here. This is our first build. Shall we? Yes, we shall. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna switch over to the Ouroboros and show you what this bad boy can do. Nice hit with that grenade, man. Bad grenades you threw out there, lady. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! I mean, she didn't even register half of those bullets. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be taking me a full mag to kill it. See that? You guys seen that? So there's a sync issue. I mean, you see how many bullets I'm missing? I mean, I had to reload twice on her. So RPMs on a weapon that's this fast isn't always a blessing. It's fun, but it's probably better off with a slower weapon. It is what it is. Nobody cares. Just have fun and blast them. You know what I mean? But just saying. Just saying. For the sake of saying. Yeah, I mean, they don't even register half of the bullets. So it's like, why be that fast if you can't really get a faster time to kill, you know? But it annoys me because I notice it. So if you don't notice it, you know, bless your soul. I'm just like, I got this gun that can absolutely kill this guy inside a single mag, and then I'll have to reload on him. And that annoys me. When it comes to global events, build around the event to get the most out of it. Yes, you can run your old trusty whatever build, but you can get so much more out of these events if you tailor your build, take that trusty build and tailor it to the nuances that the event is bringing into the game, you know? And plus it just helps you think about things differently. Just so many builds that we've created because of how global events forced us to think through things. And so we'd end up discovering maybe new synergies or new combinations or a new talent that we've been sleeping on. And that works in the regular game mode, but we wouldn't have thought about it if we weren't playing the global event. You know, it just expands your mind. It gets you to look at things through a different lens, and that's what you need to get creative. Because most people don't run creative builds because they get creative block. And so they'll just slap in a bunch of things together because it feels creative. Isn't really the purpose of a creative build. It still must be effective, right? A fun build is an effective build. That's my definition of fun, which is why it is one of the most important metrics in the Division 2, because it quantifies that. It brings that in, you know what I mean? For me, right? So when I say this build is fun, that means it's working. That means it's effective, because if it wasn't working, I wouldn't be having fun. That's my definition of fun. So don't let anybody tell you out there that you can't have fun in this game. The no fun police, they exist. Banditos, tell me, what's your favorite gun to use during the Golden Bullet event? Thank you for hanging out with me today. My name is TuxedoBandido, and this was another episode of The Division 2. If you found this video helpful, subscribe, like, and turn on notifications to ensure you don't miss out on the fantastic experiences waiting for you in The Division 2. And if you like builds like this, check out the recommended build video I have here for you. If you have anything you want to see covered, be sure to let me know in the comments below. And thank you to all the channel members and donors who make everything possible. Tux Nation wouldn't be without you.
Follow me.
I get it.